Shalom, this is Ashar by Shrella out of Lions Den Camp, located here in Jasper, Florida. First and foremost, we'll give our praise, honor, and glory to the Father and the Son in the proper true Hebrew tongue. Ka Olam La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Also, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS. Double honors to our elder as well down here in the Lions Den Camp. Hawan Banya Shrella. Peace and blessings to 1/3 and salutations to those for elect. Um, it's gonna be a lesson. Shoot, kind of laying back on a lesson. First part of the lesson that's going on this week with camp. Um, shoot, just a certain part. You're going with Esau, man. A good lesson. Lord willing, it edifying and serve His purpose. But shoot, I just get into it. It's Psalm chapter 17. Start at verse 8. It says, "Keep me as the apple of thy eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings." All right. So this is the times we're in. And now we if you don't know, now you do know. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the speckled birds, which is our people that go back to Negro, Latino, and Americans, and ultimately go back to the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are the true Israelites according to the scriptures. All right. This place Babylon is going to be destroyed, man. Wayward thermonuclear energy. Ultimately, 200 million ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right. Is one of the best things to do is for the Lord to keep you as the apple of his eye. His people already is his apple of his eye. That's why 2/3 of our people have to be destroyed, because they have to be renewed. They're gonna get renewed to the kingdom, to come in through the seed. They're gonna be saved by childbearing, but they're gonna be saved by coming in as babies. But other than that, they're destroyed here. For the heathens, they're gonna be destroyed here, and shoot the Lord's elect and His angels are gonna hunt them down in their bunkers if they survive. And in the kingdom, they're gonna get 1,000 years of hardcore bondage slavery. For Esau, they're gonna get eradicated for after 1,000 years. After 1,000 years for heathens, they're gonna get a form of living. They're gonna have to praise our God. It's gonna be unity, and they're gonna want to anyways. If we went to the heathens about this, they would have been on board. But it's for our people. So this is Psalm chapter 17, verse 8 again. It's verse 9 says, "From the wicked that oppress me." Oh, I read 8 again. It says, "Keep me as the apple of thy eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from the deadly enemies who compass me about." That's Esau, man. That's literally he compasses the whole world. He's controlled this whole this literally. If of course not space, he ain't actually, at least as far as I know, as far as I believe, I don't believe the Lord allowed him to go to the astral moon. As far as like going to orbit, yeah, they got trash in orbit, but exosphere, I don't believe he got out of there, and of course he can't go to the bottom of the sea either. So Esau has bounds he cannot pass. He can only do so much on this earth. Luckily, he can't go to the bottom of the earth. He can't go to the center like the movies. He can't go all the way to Jupiter like he want to. Luckily he can't do that, because if he could, he would. So yeah, he compasses Israel all about, man. There's no way we can escape him other than through the power of Yahweh by Shema Shai. There's no physical means that we can use. He has everything that everything every wicked destruction device ever created, man. He has nukes. It says verse 10 says, "They are enclosed in their own fat." All right. So this is their main downfall, man. Satan against Satan shall not rise, man. It's ultimately they pride. They're so wicked. They're literally the physical counterpart of Satan. They're so wicked, and that their own goods is going to be basically it's going to be they're going to be caught like red-handed. It's going to be a tool against them, basically. They're fat. They're enclosing their own fat. That's gonna be their main downfall, man. They're fat. They're riches. They're the dew of the earth. You know, everything they have gotten by ill gotten. You know, great robbing, Erder. You know, everything that they have done, they have got by ill gotten gain. Habakkuk 2:12. If I'm correct, you know, what's the time was? I'm not gonna get it. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity." All right. So this is what this place is built off of. This place, Babylon, is built off of iniquity. Well, I might well. Nah, yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, ultimately, yeah, it's just woe to him that built a town with blood. You know. So this place was established by what? Once again, great Robin, Erda. You know, this what is built up of bloodshed ultimately, and we all know that. You know, it's embedded into the system. Even now, only way for our people to get quote unquote success, to get freedom, to is you gotta leave this place. That's not an option for the man of the Lord. You gotta stay here. This is a deliverance. You know, but for regular Jake, they're either gonna leave this place. They gotta be famous. They gotta be a ball player. I think I believe my brother Zaria did the lesson on this or just spoke on this. But ultimately, our people believe in their hearts that God chose them to be a basketball player, to be a rapper, to be a singer. No, the Lord chooses. Yeah, he did choose that path technically, but not for you to actually be there forever and ever and ever. He chose the men of the Lord and the men, women, children that believe on Yahweh Shemashah to be that forever and ever. His 1/3 and his hopeful elect. Lord willing for that number. But that's what he actually chose. He didn't actually choose that. But just going back to the lesson, well, it's still a part of the lesson. But unless this town was built on bloodshed, and hey, it's gonna come back to bite Esau in the behind. Verse 10 again, it says, "They are enclosed in their own fat." All right, with their mouth they speak proudly. All right, this is exactly what this place is, man. And people don't believe it. Some people don't believe that this place is Babylon. When you make the point that what is this place have done? How's it gotten this money? How's it gotten this power? How's it got this buildings? Everything. It's because of labor. It's because of blood. It's either by force or by force. The Israelites or the Judites that helped build this place, either they were forced to or they were basically forced to because they need the money, and we'll give you a penny for it, but hey, you still gonna do it. Ain't that right? Our people need that. Our people quote unquote need the money. Ultimately, we need the Lord. You know, we need our daily bread, but we don't ultimately need Esau, but the money we get is from Esau ultimately, even if it is simply daily bread. But hey, man, that's how this place is. That's why this place need to be destroyed. This is Psalm 17 again. It says verse 11. It says, "They have compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places." All right. So this what Esau is. He's a lion seeking whom he may devour. So they paraphrase it. Esau is seeing our people. He's seeing even the other nations, the other heathen nations. He's seeing he's seeing all this, and he wants to amass all the destruction he can, all the great, all the robbery, everything that he can from those people. You know, from over there right now in the east, from our people here in Babylon, of course, our people all across the world, the Caribbean, South America, so on and so forth. Um, that's what he plans on doing. But it's what the Lord gonna do. It says verse 13, arise, O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right. So that's gonna be his end. All right. Esau's end is gonna be through his own fat. Ultimately, shoot, everything he's amassed, the his sword is gonna be the same sword that literally Yahushua is gonna smack him with, man. The thermonuclear missiles. Uh, 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 Esau think those are his. Nah, man. Thought it was. You know that's gonna be the same thing that turn this place into a lake of fire. All right. Yeah. That that fat that Esau has is gonna be the same thing that ultimately destroys him. It's just gonna be fuel for the fire, like lamb's fat, man. It says Psalm chapter 91, um, verse 1 says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. So that's what the Lord's going to do. All right. We like we like a dove. You know, Esau is that fowler. He he wants to totally destroy us. He wants to destroy this world. He wants to destroy the earth. Really. Esau is becoming a cliche, but he really at one point of course they wanted to destroy Jake, you know, and they can do it, if the Lord allowed them. But ultimately they gonna do everything. They're gonna destroy the earth. They want just like think who was it? Some it's the devil. I forget his name. The other did less on them. But basically they want to they want to preserve their brains and everything. They want to put their minds in robots and everything. They want to have carbon dating, like see how much carbon we're using for a day. So Esau is on some other. They on some yeah, they on some other junk, man. They really are the devils. They're the deceivers. This is why people gotta know that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they gotta know that the people that ruling this world is already came out about them e-files of who's running who's politically running the world right now. There was the same people that's politically running the world, the same ones eating kids, and do all types of a PDF file type of stuff, and do all types of weird atrocities and wickedness. Those same people that are in the world right now. All right. And they've been doing that for the past ever. Since they had their hands, literally. Since they had feet or mouths. All right, it says, he that shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor by the arrow that fly by day. So anyone should no one should be afraid of shoot uh, Esau, man. I mean anything that he gonna give to us, even in the beginning of Jacob's trouble, like the Gerger truce or whatever. And we shouldn't be afraid of what's really to come. Of course, the missiles, of course, you gonna be a little frightened like Moses. Your heart gonna beat a little fast. But ultimately, if you believe in the Lord, trust in the Lord, nothing gonna happen to you, man. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. All right, I'm gonna get that. Mm, yeah, that's the main point, man. If you trust in the Lord, nothing gonna come against you. That's how the Lord works. He's not gonna allow his people to be delivered into wickedness. You know, he's not a hypocrite. The Lord is no lie. You know, and I can't find Obadiah. This is Obadiah chapter 1. I can start at verse 1. No, start at verse 2. No. All right, I start verse 3. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and 3. It says, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee." All right. So going back to that fact, they're enclosed in their fat. All right, and they speak proudly. Verse 3 says, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, though thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down?" One of the first habitations, with Esau being literally up in the mountains, they feel like they God, It says, verse 4, that though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. You know, Esau got his trash in the atmosphere, in the what's it called, in the thing, circling around the Earth, give me orbit. Yeah, he has trash in orbit. He has his satellites in orbit. He believes the Earth is really his. It's really not. Of course, the Earth was given to the hands of the wicked world. Job 9:24. But he has bounds that he cannot pass. The Lord is gonna show him who's really boss. He is not actually he is not actually the boss here. It's really the Most High, but to him, everything he done, look at how the Edomite speak among themselves. Our companies, our conglomerates, you know, capitalism, so on and so forth. In their mind, the world is theirs. The world is theirs, and it will always be theirs. Because shoot. Let's say in Psalms, they call the lands after their names. But they're ultimately their families, their bloodline. It kind of shows that their pride is rightly put, because they have been for a long time, which is true. They've been for 500 years, and they have been allowed to do that for the past 1,000 years, and you would think, and of course in their mind they think it's gonna be forever and ever and ever, but the Lord is gonna make them dismayed, surely dismayed, because even though they had power for the past like 1,000 years, they're not gonna be like that forever. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2. It says, "Son of man, I think it's right. It's like a son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the sea. Yet thou art a man, and not a God. Though thou sit thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, Well, shoot, nah. That was it right there. Esau basically, they believe themselves to be God. That's what. So I get that. That's what it's looking like. They got the whole world to themselves. They can push their weight. They've been pushing their weight to Russia, to the east. So you can even say well shoot, they got Japan. I mean shoot, to them Asian countries. You know. So you would think in their mind that they would say that because of like look what they've got. Everything they got, and they got it through their own will. Oh, not their own will, but their sword, their weapon, and they believe their sword to be the best. But really, that sword that they have is ultimately the same sword that's going to destroy them. You know, the of course not isn't World War III not gonna be with garments rolled in blood. It's gonna be with fuel of fire. But still, nonetheless, the they're gonna use the missiles that the Lord allowed them to create. But this is Psalm chapter 37, verse 20. It says, "But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs that shall consume into smoke. Shall they consume away?" All right, into smoke shall they consume away. All right. It says, "The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth." Well, I think that was it. Verse 20. Read it again. It says, "But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume. Into the smoke shall they consume away." All right. So that fact that they're compassing Esau, that they speak so proudly of, the riches they have gotten, the sword, and everything they have gotten by ill-gotten gain. They love it. They idolize it. Literally, they idolize themselves, to believe themselves to be as to be as the Most High, to be as God. To sit on high. But really, they're not. They're just a man. Everything that they got, it can be taken away. The will of the Father is the only thing that has allowed this place to be here. Literally, with like once again with Russia, or with or with them Eastern nations in the East. Um, they could have been took off on Esau. They have more than enough powers to do that, as well as Russia. But it has to be the arm of God one. It has to be many armors, like how the Lord is setting up. All right. But that same fact is gonna be their own rendering. that's I think I think I said the word wrong. But to like render, like you render fat down, that's what they gonna be cooked. Esau cooked right now. All right, that same fat is gonna be their own demise. All right, it's gonna be it's gonna be a mocking stock and a gazing stock, which they already are now. Everything they have gotten is gonna turn back on them. It's gonna be just fuel for the fire. Everything they speak so proudly of is gonna be their downfall. But shoot, that was a lesson actually, man. That was a quick little lesson just going on them being enclosed in fat. And they speak proudly. That's gonna be their demise. All right, so Lord willing, is edifying little lesson. Lord willing, Yahuwah. Hopefully it served its purpose. And with that, I say shalom.